So we're gonna go ahead and go towards the top of the mat and find your way onto your Tadasana. So remember fist distance between the toes, knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips, hands together in Namaste position. Close your eyes and just take a few moments here. If you notice that your balance is off, open your eyes, that's fine. You may find a still point in front of you, your drishti, your focal point, and just have your gaze at that point, soft gaze. If you are able to close your eyes without losing your balance, you may draw your gaze or your inner gaze towards the tip of the nose or the third eye, whichever works best. And if it doesn't feel right, because maybe it makes it strain your eyes, you can keep just your eyes softly closed. That's fine too. Pay attention to your feet. Notice where in your feet you're putting your weight. Maybe you have the tendency to put more weight on the left foot or the right foot. Maybe you put more weight on the outer edges of the feet or inner edges. Maybe changes from one side to the other. Notice if your knees are hyperextended or if you have a micro bend on them. You want to have them soft, don't lock them. And see if you can draw the weight back towards your heels. Maybe lifting your toes a little bit, but still pressing the balls of the feet onto the floor, inner and outer edges. Notice how that changes your balance, how that changes the way you distribute the weight on your feet. Press through your heels. Notice your legs engaging. Your glutes slightly activating. You don't want them too strong. Otherwise, they will take your pelvis forward. We don't want that. Just enough so that you can keep your pelvis neutral. That means that your pubic bone and your hip bones are balanced. Notice if you're leaning forward or backwards, and try to once more bring the shoulders over the hips and the hips over the heels. Press the crown of the head towards the ceiling and allow your shoulders to relax towards the floor. In this mountain pose or Tadasana, you want to think about the center of your tummy. Like if you were making a knot, that the upper end of the knot is pulling your spine upwards, out through the crown of the head. The bottom end of the knot is pulling you down through your hips and down your legs and your heels. Keep your face or your facial muscles relaxed. Keep your jaw relaxed. Keep your breath flowing. You may open your eyes on your next breath. And as you take your next inhalation, reach up towards the sky. Gaze maybe follow the hands. And exhale, hands by the heart. Bend your knees a bit or a lot. Hinge from your hips and let your hands go down. Bend your knees quite a bit or as much as it feels right. And inhale your arms by your sides. Come all the way up. Extend your legs. Reach to the top. Gaze maybe up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do it again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands by the heart. Bend your knees, hinge and lower. Inhale, bend the knees. Arms to the sides, come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands by the heart and fall. Bend the knees, inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do two more. Inhale. Hands by the heart, exhale. Soften through your knees. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in, come up. And breathe out, back to Namaste. If you have any concerns with your knees, we're gonna move very slowly. And if you want to place a blanket towards the center of your mat, you're welcome to do that to get an extra padding. When you, so we're gonna move slowly. We haven't done, or maybe you have, we haven't done sun salutations in a while, so we're gonna break it down slowly and with a breath. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, hands by the heart, bend and fold. Inhale, big step back with your right foot. Place your knee onto the floor. Uncurl the toes, maybe. You don't have to, you can stay up here. And bring your gaze forward. Now, before we go any further, kind reminder that your front knee stays over the ankle, that your front foot stays active, and your toes, they don't have to be lifted, but you do want to make sure that you're not pushing your toes down, because that will take your knee forward, and your knee's not gonna like it later. All right, so on your next exhalation, curl the toes under, pick up the knees, and plant the hands and step back on a high plank. Breathe here. Draw your navel in. Inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your knees down, uncurl the toes, bend the elbows in towards the body and lower. Inhale to baby cobra. And as you exhale, press your hands on the floor, come up on your knees, curl the toes under, pick up the knees and go back on downward dog. Breathe deeply. We're going to take our time here. So it's the first downward dog, so you can walk it out if you want. Pushing the hands down and forward. We'll take one more breath here. On the next inhalation, bring your knees onto the floor and step forward with your right foot. Maybe lengthen through the spine and bring your gaze to the front. And once again, we take a moment to check this pressed moon, in which we have the knee over the ankle, foot is active, hands by your sides. Breathe deeply. Depending on your gaze can be forward or up. Inhale here, like if we just got here. And as you exhale, curl the back toes, pick up the knee, and step to the front. Bend the knees a lot, hands by your sides. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands by the heart, bend your knees and fold. Inhale, step back with your left foot, knee on the floor, uncurl the toes, and lengthen through the spine. We take a moment, inhale here. Exhale, curl the toes, pick up the knee and step back on plank. And we stay in plank. Next time we inhale, knees down. Exhale, uncurl the toes and lower. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale, push back on your knees to downward facing dog. We'll take a few moments here. Once again, you can walk it out if it feels right. Let us take one more breath, full deep breath. Inhale, knees down and step forward with your left foot. Gaze forward or up. We'll take a moment to adjust, watching for the knees. And on the next exhalation, curl the back toes, pick up the knee and step forward. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Forward fold as you exhale. Right knee to the floor, inhale. High plank as you exhale. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, lower and curl the toes. Baby cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe here. One more breath. The next time we inhale, knees down, step forward with your right foot. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee and step forward. Inhale, bend your knees and come up. Reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Other side, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, fold. Inhale, left knee to the floor. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees down and curl the toes. Lower as you exhale. Cobra, inhale. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Push back on your knees, curl the toes, and stretch. Breathe. Last breath. Inhale, knees down, step forward with the right foot. Exhale, curl the back toes, pick up the knee and step forward. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to heart. Left side, inhale. Exhale, down. Inhale, left knee to the floor. Exhale, high plank. Knees down as you inhale, uncurl the toes. Exhale, lower. Cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Use your knees. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, knees down, left foot to the front. Lengthen. Exhale, curl the back toes, pick up the knee and step. Inhale, come up. And exhale, back to namaste. Last two rounds, right and left. Inhale, reach up. Fall as you exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, right knee to the ground. Uncurl the toes. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right knee to the front right foot. As you inhale, knees down, step forward with right. Exhale, step to the front. Inhale, bend the knees, come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Last one, inhale. Exhale, fold. Left knee down, inhale. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, lower. Knees down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. And as we exhale, downward facing dog. Push the hands down and forward, tailbone up. Relax your neck, move your head yes and no. One more breath. Inhale, knees down, step forward with left. Exhale, step to the front. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes once again, just like we did at the beginning of the practice. Observe your breath, notice your balance, notice your heartbeat. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Open your eyes if they are closed. Bring your hands to your hips and step back with your right foot, and we're gonna be working on the long end of the mat. Awesome. Now from here, we're going to bring our legs wide apart just comfortably. We don't have to go too wide. Relax your shoulders back and down, like let your hands relax by your hips. As you take your next inhalation, flip your left palm out, reach up. And as you exhale, bend the elbow. So your hand is hovering at the crown chakra, top of the head. And your gaze is towards the elbow. Then make the sound ha. Maybe draw your navel in as you side bend to your right. Inhale back to center. And again. And again, inhale. And inhale. And 7 more for a total of 10. Come back to center when you're done. Inhale, reach up, palm away, and exhale down, shoulders back and down. Your legs and your glutes are active to keep you balanced. Inhale, right palm out, reach. And as you exhale, bend the elbow, gaze to the right crease of the elbow, and ha. And inhale back to center, and ha, towards that hand, like if you were trying to touch your foot. And inhale. And 7 more for a total of 10. Inhale, come up, gaze forward, reach, and exhale, palm away, and then release. Relax your shoulders back and down, relax your feet, walk it out if you need to. We're going to work with our shoulders. This might not work for everybody, so we're going to do 1 round with soft arms, and the second round with Jupiter arms, and then the second round you decide if you want to keep soft arms. So when you're ready, T position of the arms as you inhale. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, rotate to the right and bring your left hand down towards the right hand, and ha. Inhale, back to center, and rotate, ha. Inhale, and ha. Inhale, other side, and ha. Inhale, ha. Inhale, ha. 2 more like this. Inhale, ha. Inhale, like 2 more side to side, I mean. 1 more, right and left. And come back to center, and then release, walk it out, soften your feet. So the next one, once again, it all depends on what your shoulders want. You can stay with this version, or if you like, relax your shoulders back and down, flip your palms out and reach. Interlace your fingers, extend your elbows and extend your index finger. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale here. And as you exhale, rotate towards the right and lower. You're gonna keep your arms in line with your ears. Inhale up, rotate to the other side, and ha. Inhale, and again. Inhale, inhale, and ha. Inhale, and ha. Inhale, inhale. Last one on each side. Inhale, center, and exhale, palms away, release down, relax your shoulders back and down and walk it out. Awesome. Now we're gonna stay with our legs wide apart and turn your right toes out to the right and keep your left toes maybe pointing forward, where you can bring them in towards the center of the mat as well. Hips are in line with the short end of the mat, and then your front heel may be in line with the back arch of the foot. Squeeze your bum, inhale to T, and exhale, bend that right knee. Gaze to the right hand for warrior two. Activating through both feet, legs and glutes. Drawing the blades together, drawing the shoulders into their sockets. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach with your right hand towards the front or towards the right. And release your arm on your thigh without collapsing onto that thigh. Inhale, your top hand down. And then towards the right. Extending through the side of your body. Taking weight from that leg, bringing the arm a little bit higher, just hovering the arm but not collapsing onto it. Deep breathing. Front knee is bent. On your next inhalation, arm down and up towards the sky. And exhale, come up onto a T position. Once again, warrior two. Release your arms as you inhale. And exhale, extend your leg, toes forward. Balance your hips, walk it out. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Try to keep the same distance between your feet. Left toes out to the left, depending what you did on the other side. So you may bring the right toes in. Balance your hips. Make sure that your knee is not collapsing when you bend your knee. Reach out at a T as you breathe in and bend the front knee or left knee as you breathe out. Gaze to the left. Active feet, blades together. We'll take one more breath here in warrior two. And when you're ready, left fingertips reach towards the top of your mat. And as you exhale, release your arm on your thigh. Inhale, your top hand down. And exhale, reach towards the left, opening through the left. And once again, we balance the hips. We keep the legs active and we make sure we're not putting all the weight on the thigh. The arm can be straight up. Or you can bring it on your lower back, by the way. One more breath here, full deep breath. Inhale, reach down and up. And exhale, T position once again. Inhale, hands on your hips. And exhale, extend your leg, toes point forward, move your hips side to side. Awesome. So you may walk your feet just a little bit closer together, not too much. Turn the right toes out to the right and keep your hips square to the mat or the long end of the mat. Inhale your arms at a T position. And as you exhale, still in triangle legs, we're gonna side bend to the left. Extending that left arm down the left leg, keeping both legs extended for this one, reaching up with the right arm. If this feels too much, bring your arm at a T position or bring your hand behind you, palm facing away. And on the next exhalation, we're gonna reach up with the top hand and exhale, T position, release. Toes face forward, other side. So this is a reverse triangle. We're not going forward and down. We're just extending through the side. Extend your legs, squeeze your bum, your legs. Inhale, T position, and exhale, side bend to the right. Maybe palm faces forward or anywhere that feels right for your shoulders, that's okay. Just make sure that you're not overdoing it with that arm and you can keep it at a T, bring it back, or adjust it in any way that feels right for you. Active feet. On the next inhalation, we come back to center. And on the exhalation, release down, adjust, and walk it out. You may get some water. We're gonna get into the balancing poses. And remember that when we are hydrated, we get better balance, so they say. All right, so when we're ready, we're gonna open the feet just comfortably. We don't have to go too wide. Your toes might be pointing forward. Relax your shoulders back and down. And as you take your next inhalation, bring your arms up in a star pose posture. Awesome. On your next breath, we're gonna shift the weight onto the right and bring your left leg up and breathe. Shoulders into their sockets. And when we are ready on the next breath, we're gonna bring the foot down, relax your arms, shoulders back and down. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when you are ready, squeeze your bum, engage your legs, shift the weight onto the left leg, arms up in a star pose, breathe. Inhale, leg down, foot down. Exhale, arms down, shoulders back and down. Awesome. Walk it out. Okay, we're gonna repeat on the other side. This time, we're gonna take it into tree pose after start. So when you're ready, reach up as you inhale. And as you exhale, shift to the right. Inhale, foot sole against your ankle or your calf, hands in namaste. And exhale, star pose. Inhale, tree pose. Or not. And exhale, star pose. Again, 3, inhale. And star pose as we exhale. And inhale, foot down. And exhale, arms down, shoulders back and down. Again, on the other side. Inhale, arms up. And exhale to the left. Inhale, tree pose. And exhale, star pose. Inhale, tree pose. And exhale, star pose. One more. Inhale, tree pose. And exhale. Inhale down. Arms down as we exhale, shoulders back and down, walk it out. How are we doing? Okay, we're gonna do the other side. So we can repeat the last one with tree pose, or we're gonna do another hip stretch, depending on the knees, depending on the balance today, and of course, depending on the hips. So when you're ready, find your standing position, reach up as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring your left ankle over the right thigh, flexing the foot, and sitting gently. Bending that standing knee. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, sitting slowly. Inhale to star pose. Exhale, tree pose or ankle over thigh. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, lower and down and walk it out. Ay, ay, ay. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when we are ready, star pose, shift the weight to the left as you exhale. I'll actually inhale here. And as we exhale, ankle to thigh, maybe sit low, just a little bit, not low. I didn't mean to say low. And inhale, star pose. And exhale, tree pose or ankle over thigh. Last one, inhale, star pose. And exhale, ankle over thigh. Micro bend the standing knee maybe. Star pose as we inhale. And exhale, foot down, arms down. Walk it out. Awesome. That's it for balance. We're going to equalize our back before we go down onto the floor. So when you're ready, from wide-legged position, micro bend your knees. So I'll show you sideways. We're gonna relax the arms by the sides. Inhale, reach up. Maybe gentle back bend, but don't overly go forward with your pelvis. So just gentle back bend. Exhale, bend your knees a bit or a lot. Arms down by the sides of your legs and lower. Don't let your head collapse. Keep the back of the head in line with the spine. And again, inhale, reach up. And exhale down. Inhale. And down. Inhale. Inhale. Go at your own pace. Inhale. Keep going. If you start feeling dizzy or lightheaded, do not keep going. Stop and breathe. Do not let your head go below the chest if you have any concerns with your high blood pressure. Bend your knees a lot instead and stay halfway. That will still do. Stay higher. High pressure, high blood pressure, heart condition, no need to let go all the way down. Those of you who start feeling a little bit more comfortable with this, you may start not bending the knees so much. So you get the stretch through the hamstrings, but don't overdo it. Three more. And down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands by your side and down. No fancy way. Find your way onto your Sukhasana. You can sit on a block or on a blanket. Chingmaya Mudra to come down the heart. Close your hands into fists. Thumbs and index touch. Bring your hands to the creases of the legs. Release your shoulders down. Close your eyes. And notice your heartbeat. And notice your breath. Think about your spine being nice and neutral. Just like you did in Tadasana, keep your shoulders over the hips. Don't let your body lean forward or back. Having that gentle support under the tailbone can help you to neutralize your pelvis. Depending on how much stress has accumulated in your energetic field, sometimes after doing this pranic work, when you sit still, you can actually feel the stress melting away with every exhalation. Keep the focus on the heartbeat, keep the focus on the breath. I will leave you to it. Observe. Let us take 2 more breaths here. Release your mudra. Wiggle your fingers. We'll take a few moments. You can rest your hands on your knees, on your thighs, shoulders back and down a few times. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Tuck your chin onto your chest and move it side to side. Come back to center when you're ready. Gaze forward, head or nose up towards the sky. Watch for the neck and chin down towards the chest. And nose up and down. Inhale up. Exhale, chin down. Keep going. Next time we inhale, we bring the nose forward. And exhale, blink your eyes open, release your shoulders. We're gonna take the block or blanket out of the way for now. We're gonna need a space to move the pelvis. And when we're ready, we're gonna bring the legs wide apart, just as comfortably as you can. You do not want to go to the fullest of your extension because we're not looking for that. We're gonna be working with the hips, but also with the hamstrings. So once you get that position that works for you, you're gonna flex through your feet, place the hands towards the right leg, so right hand outside the right leg, left hand inside, and rotate your torso towards it. Now on your next exhalation, you're gonna bend the right knee and send your pubic bone down, sending your pelvis forward. And then inhale back up. I said it backwards. So exhale, bend the right knee and hinge forward and go onto that pelvic tilt. So your tailbone goes up and inhale back to one upright. And again, bend the knee. As you exhale, hinge forward, tailbone up and inhale upright. Exhale, bend the right knee, hinge and inhale. And we'll do 5 more for a total of 10. And we stay down on the 5th one when we get there. The knee is bent. You can feel your upper body moving towards that bent knee or that thigh, but you don't have to really touch it. Keep your gaze down. One more breath. And as you inhale, come back up. Extend your leg and exhale back to center. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Rotate to the left, hands to the sides of the leg. Flex your feet. Inhale here on an upright. And as you exhale, bend the left knee and go on to an anterior pelvic tilt. So your tailbone rises and you send your pubic bone down and inhale back up and exhale. The movement can be very little and almost visible. I couldn't say it. And exhale down and inhale. So we'll do 10 all together. So let us say that we do 6 more, I think. I get carried away talking and then I forget about counting. But what I was trying to say is that maybe the knee doesn't really lift much, but you can really feel the stretch through the hamstring just by leaning forward and just by having the intention to lift the knee, or simply by sending your tailbone back can be enough. When you're done, or when you get to the 5th or 6th round, we're gonna stay down and breathe. So this is not only a hamstring stretch, you're gonna feel it on your groin. Depending where you carry tension, you may feel it back on your hip. And on the next inhalation, with control, come back to center and relax your shoulders as you exhale. Awesome. We're gonna go into side bends here. So as you take your next inhalation, bring your arms out to the sides at a T position. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down and your left arm up and side bend to your right. This is from the Aikido system. Inhale, T position, and exhale, switch. Now, you don't have to. We continue here at the pace of the breath. You don't have to go too far down. You don't have to reach for the toes. If it works for you though, inhale here and inhale, inhale, inhale. Remember, Aikido is all about stimulating the lymphatic system, squeezing the lymph nodes. It is important that you don't overdo it, that you listen to your hips, that you listen to your spine. One more on each side. We started to the right, we finished to the left. Inhale back to center and exhale down, shoulders back and down. Hands behind you, lean back, bend your knees, bring your legs closer together and shake the tension off. Move your feet side to side. Notice your breath. We're gonna do it once again. So when we are ready, we're gonna bring the legs wide apart, flex the feet. But we're not gonna do the same one, but I mean a wide-legged position. Flexing the feet, lengthen through the spine, bring your arms out to the sides at a T position, inhale. And as we exhale, rotate to the right and left hand towards right toes. You don't have to touch and you may lean forward or down. Inhale, T, and ha. Other arm goes to the side. Ha. Inhale and rotate, ha. Inhale and ha. Remember, the breath and the pace and the sound depends on what feels right. When you get the sound very loud, ha, if there's no one nearby, they will maybe wonder what the heck is going on. You may take the sound really loud from your tummy, from your core, like in martial arts. Last round, we started to right, we finished to left. And inhale and exhale down, shoulders back and down. You can use your hands, place them under your knees, lean back, bend your knees, cross your legs. We'll take a few moments, just move side to side, massaging your hamstrings, your glutes, or the root of your hamstrings, not your hamstrings. All right, last one. This one depends on what feels right for you. If you have any concerns with your hips, you're gonna keep it here on your butterfly position if you'd like, and we're gonna move forward and back, forward and back. If it's okay for you going onto the wide-legged position, you're gonna lengthen through the spine, hands in front of you or hands on your ankles if you're doing butterfly. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, down. Inhale and inhale. Try to keep your spine neutral, keep your feet active, whether you are in butterfly position or in wide-legged position. And we stay down and we breathe. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And slowly and with control, walk your hands up. Hold onto the back of the legs, lean back, bring your knees in. No fancy way, find your way onto your back. So on the next one, you're gonna stay on your back, bend your knees. You can have your strap handy. You may wanna use it. We're gonna get our feet and knees about fist distance apart. Tuck your tailbone. Bring your right knee in towards the chest. We'll take a few moments here. Now, when you are ready, bring your knee out to the side towards the right shoulder. And then maybe you hold onto the big toe, inner edge of the foot or outer edge of the foot. And we're gonna try to kick the toes away from the groin. So you should be able to feel the stretch already through the groin, through your hamstring. Make sure that your knee, that your heel is not close to the groin because that's too much pressure for your kneecap. And we'll take a few moments here as we just make sure that left knee is pointing forward. If this is too much today, you can use the strap, place it on the ball of the foot, and have it, you give yourself some length. So it will totally depend what feels right for you. Actually, I like the strap better so you can see what works for you best today. Now you can stay here in the stretch, or if it works for you, extend the left leg down on the mat, pressing through the left heel, pushing it away from you. So you notice that will bring that left hip down to the floor. Relax your hand on your hip bone, left hip bone, or on the floor. One more breath, full deep breath. With control on your next breath, you're gonna bring your knee back to the center of the chest. Hold it tight. If you have the strap, you can keep using the strap. If not, interlace your fingers behind the leg and extend your leg. Just comfortably keep your shoulders into their sockets, flex your foot. Both feet are flexed actually. Keep pushing that left heel away from you and notice how that changes your pelvis position. Awesome. On the next breath, release the foot down, extend your leg, hands by your sides, close your eyes, and notice if you feel a little closer to the floor on the right side. Maybe you feel your pelvis rotated to that side. Maybe the leg feels like closer to the ground, or the glute, or the whole right side. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So when we're ready, we're gonna get the feet on the ground, tuck your tailbone, and left knee in. Hug it first, adjust your shoulders, and then start guiding the knee towards the left shoulder. You can hold onto the big toe, the other edge of the foot, and kick the foot. So if you are feeling like, even if your body can do it, but you just feel like taking it easier today for whatever reason, that's why you have your props. You can just use the strap. It doesn't mean it makes it easier necessarily. You can actually use the strap sometimes to give yourself a little more of a stretch, and you have more space to stretch your foot away. So really make sure that feels right. Then extend the right leg down onto the floor and push the right heel away from you, pressing the leg or the back of the knee onto the ground as well. Whether you're using a strap or not, just make sure your foot is not moving in towards your groin. It's important. Relax your right arm, breathe. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And with control, when you're ready, gonna bring yourself back to center. Hold the knee in. Interlace your fingers behind your leg. Extend your leg and flex your foot. Feel the stretch through the center line of your hamstring now. Roll your shoulders inwardly. When you are ready, slowly and with control, let go of your leg and bring it down. Adjust, relax, and observe. We're going to equalize the hips by bending the knees. Bring your foot soles on the ground. Toes are fist distance apart, same with the knees. You're gonna bring your hands by your sides, palms up. We're not gonna use the upper body, not the regular bridge pose. Tuck your tailbone, lift the toes, squeeze your bum, and pick up the hips. Pressing through the heels and the balls of the feet. Feel the elongation on the back of the neck. Keep squeezing your buttocks. Feel your thighs working. And you do want to squeeze your legs together like if you had a block in between them, but you're not going to let them touch. Just enough to bring your legs or your hips back to center. After all those external rotation of the hips that we did, we're just going to do this one to derotate the hips and bring them back to where they belong. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And slowly and mindfully, when you are ready, bring your hips down. If you want to go onto butterfly, you can do that. We did a lot of hip openers, but you're welcome to go there if your body wants that. Still, that's okay. Otherwise, find your way onto your Shavasana. Don't let your mind wander. We are going to take one more breath, full deep breath. I'm going to get a nice stretch. And tense and squeeze every muscle tight, tight, tight. And exhale, release. And again, inhale, stretch and tense and squeeze, tight, tight, tight. And exhale, release. Let's do it one last time. Inhale and stretch and tense and squeeze. prune face. And exhale, release. Move on to your favorite side and take a few moments here. And checking in with your body. We're gonna use the top hand to very slowly help ourselves up on the next exhalation. Bringing the hands together in at the center of the heart. Close your eyes. Sitting tall. Noticing the flow of prana. We did move it a lot today. We're gonna seal our practice with our metta mantra. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be brave. May I live in peace. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be brave. May you live at peace. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all be safe. May all be brave. May all live in peace. Inhale through your nostrils, expand. And exhale through your nostrils. Inhale to Om. Om. Tuck your chin and open your eyes. Rub your hands and shower yourself. And shake off whatever it is you don't need. Thank you so much. Namaste.